My name is Loretta Finnegan. I am a retired physician who specialized in the newborn baby, and now I am involved in consulting, dealing with research, treatment, and education in issues relating to women's health and addiction in pregnant women and the effects upon the baby. My previous positions were varied and interesting. I developed a landmark program that provided comprehensive services for drug-dependent women and their children at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I was professor of pediatrics, psychiatry, and human behavior. I was able to accomplish a great deal of research at the university with mothers and babies, particularly with regard to withdrawal in newborns as a result of maternal heroin use. My research yielded over 170 published medical articles. I also had the opportunity to present my research and experiences throughout the United States and in 26 other countries. Prior to retiring, I spent 16 years at the National Institutes of Health as the medical advisor to the director in the Office of Research on Women's Health. Joining the Barrier Island writers has given me the opportunity to write poems and short stories of a non-medical nature, which I have found delightful. The first poem that I'm going to read is entitled, To Be Possessed. For years I have had many a beau, and as soon as our friendship would grow from one to another I'd flee, for naught they mattered to me. Serious about one I'd never be, for none of them could I see lasting with me for very long, since my affection for them was not very strong. Not to be free I never desired, till all the knowledge I wanted had been acquired, and to travel from coast to coast to see so many places about which I would boast. But often a fear would come to mind, of real true love could I ever find, or would I forever travel and search, and then in the end be left in the lurch. I wondered if it would be, as in a storybook, when all of a sudden up I would look, and there in the bright light he would stand, the only one for me in all the land. Whether it is for everyone like this, I do not know. Does everyone experience such a glow? As I did on that memorable day, I'll never forget our first meeting, come what may. I knew at once as I looked up at you that you would be the man to whom I would always be true, the one whose memory, right from the start, never lost its warmth within my heart. And now that we are together at last, I sometimes think of how things were in the past. To be without you I could not bear, for about you I so much do care. To go from beau to beau I can no longer do, for when I dance with them I only think of you. With their arms around me I do not enjoy, and the entire evening they just destroy. So I keep praying to God above, hoping forever that you will return my love, and realize that with our love I have become obsessed, hoping that you can see I want to be possessed. This is a poem entitled, A Woman and a Rose. The life of a woman spans 7 decades or so, and from a small cell the woman will grow, while the life of a rose is but 7 days. From a seed the rose can blossom in many ways. In the very first decade, a woman as a babe is soft, pink, and round. She is helpless, but support from others does abound. The rosebud of one day stands on its own without father or mother, so strong and full, needing no help from another. In the second decade, the woman seeks independence from all. For many, this may be a significant time at which one may rise or fall. For the rosebud, the petals now begin to open, yet not so much, for the true form of this magnificent flower is still out of touch. As the woman reaches the third decade, her maturity is evident to all. She may choose motherhood or a career in medicine or law. The rose progresses in maturity at a lovely pace, opening its colorful petals to form what some may say is as beautiful as lace. As the fourth decade emerges, the woman has achieved success in her field, her body mature, her face unwrinkled, her mind clear at the peak of what she will yield. The rose as well has blossomed to its fullest, as brilliant as a star. One need not come close to see it, for one can appreciate it from afar. But now for the woman at the 5th decade, the story may unfold. Happiness, sadness, divorce, emptiness, loss of figure, wrinkles, or perhaps resolution into a content mold. Although the rose is upright and radiates some beauty still, the sparkle, the vitality, the color cannot come forth at its own will. At the 6th decade, the woman begins to lose her vitality and the life she did so much love. Her body weakening, her motivation lessening, her face no longer beautiful and soft as a dove. Similarly, the rose's petals begin to fall, the color no longer so bright. To stay upright and interesting to those who view the rose, it must truly fight. And finally, at the 7th decade, the woman's bones have softened and she walks bent and slow. Her mind is not clear, her face wrinkled, yet she wonders, where did her life go? The rose has withered, the stem so soft and bent, the petals fallen away. For the rose, this truly will be its final day. So the woman awaits her death so often alone, sad and with a stare, her husband gone, her children scattered, many times without care. The rose has died alone and fallen to the base, a termination for both of the softness, the color, the brilliance, the vitality, and the lace.
Is that off? Or do you have another poem?
That's it.
Oh, okay, great.